Hi guys, it's Ricky and this is Ricky Reveals. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, Lord Yeshua, Father God, please get me through this message and please bring me peace, clarity, truth, and serenity. Allow me to, be at peace with this. Your ways and your thoughts are higher than mine. And everything works out for my good. And those of us that love you, you always are protecting us, and everything is working out for our good. So this happened for my higher self, my highest timeline, for my future. Even though I don't understand it now, and I want to kick something. Please continue to keep your angels camped around me, my home, my loved ones, and bring me the truth and clarity that I seek in whatever form you choose that to be. And please bring me restitution financially. I think it's honestly all I'm waiting on now. I think I could even leave without the truth and clarity, because I think deep down I already have that as well. But I really want the money. And that's just more so because when me and you we were walking a journey of self-love, and you were teaching me how to stand up for myself. And then all that happened, and I even got mad at you because here I was walking with you, and you were promising me that I was going to be a different person, that I could stand up for myself, and these people wouldn't be able to do this to me anymore. And I had worked hard for that money, and I was so proud of myself that I actually did right with it, and I didn't go buy drugs with it. I actually bought a home with it, and then for it to be taken from me just because someone else thought that they were better than me, or that somehow they were entitled to the blessings that I worked hard for, and you just graciously bestowed upon me, and someone else just thought they could take it. And then I tried to get help, and no one would help me. So I think more so than anything, it's not wanting to leave and have to struggle again. That's part of it, but it's just wanting the vindication and the not show up, but I guess to prove to these people that did this to me that you can't go around telling people you love them just so you can use them and steal from them. And also for your glory, so that all these people, these demonic, satanic worshiping, godless, evil people who pretend to be godly and go to church, let them see who you are and how you really work, and how you don't mess with the ones that are actually, truly, genuinely trying to seek you out and do the best that they can do and change their life. And to the ones that, smile in your face but secretly want to take your place, or smile and praise you on Sunday mornings, which it should be Saturday morning, according to your word. You never switched it. The Catholic Church did. And then, leave that church, that pew, and go right back home and do the things that they be doing. No one's perfect, but when it's methodically, when it's planned out when going to the house of the Lord is just a show, putting on the Ritz. Let them see by my vindication that you see everything and no one gets away with anything. In Yeshua's precious and holy name, I ask and pray, amen. Okay. Whew, that was kind of long. But I really felt like it's necessary. There's too many people that are sadly going to be face to face with God one day, and they're going to find out that they were not listening to him. And I know people are like, well, you're sitting there reading tarot cards, and you're doing this, and you're swearing, and you're doing... It's about your heart. And if you purposely only go to church just to make a show of it, like, for the glory of yourself, that's pride. Like, so why even go at all? And then if you're really trying to keep the commandments, then you should be going Saturday, not Sunday. Like, and Sabbath is more than just going to church. Like, it literally is a 24-hour period where you're not supposed to do anything but stay, like, in tune with God, stay, like, tapped in, almost in, like, which I know we're supposed to continuously pray all the time, but especially on Sabbath. And I'm not, trust me, I have trouble too about sundown. So, I mean, I might still be in this message when sunset, but sunset Friday night to sunset Saturday night, you shouldn't be speaking anything or doing anything. It's not of God and, like, your relationship with him. Alright, so hour 13, Aries, 13 ghost. There are, well, one person, well, maybe it's more than one, but they're actually hallucinating. They're having audio and visual hallucinations. A part of that is like the witchcraft and the spell work backfiring. A part of it is all the illicit drugs they're on, and then a part of it is a demonic attachment. There's someone seeing their they call them their bro, but I think it was just like a best friend or something. But who passed away. They're seeing an ex who passed away, and it's hitting them hard because they have guilt for those two people passing because they feel responsible for it, and they were damn near going to be partly responsible for somebody else's death, but God stopped that one. Everyone that was involved in this, they're living with the memory, a ghost of some sort, of who they used to be, who their family used to be, like what life used to be. This changed everyone that was involved. And it's not even over yet. Like, when the final tower falls, nothing and no one will be the same from this group. Thankfully, by the grace of God, there's going to be a bigger number than any other option that are going to walk away, walking in the right path in life, and the latter part of their life will be better than the first half or whatever, wherever they're at, because this actually worked for them. This was a wake-up call, and it woke them up, and they took heed to it. Sadly, some people aren't going to make it out alive, and then one or two, they'll be alive, but they're not going to come back. They will be living with the ghost of themselves, honestly, for however long God deems that they will continue to wake up each and every morning on the 3D realm. But they'll be doing it in this mental health hospital, and it's not. It's not going to be. I mean, I don't think they're going to have people, maybe for a little while, but they're going to wind up just withering away with no one that comes to see them. Their family and friends will forget about them, or they already have wrote them off because they already know they did. Like, for me, a part of what I really want to know, and maybe people think they're trying to protect me or whatever, but again, I think it's just still selfishness. They're trying to protect themselves. I really want to know what the lie was that my sister and my ex got together and told. Because it's so horrendous, I know. And the fact that, like, everyone that I grew up with, or family, people that just knew me, like, too well to have believed it. And even if they didn't believe it, they didn't tell. No one told me, hey, this is what they're saying about you. This is what they're doing. It's just like, I just don't understand how anyone can do that. Like, laugh and smile with somebody and act like, you know, you're best friends or you're this or that, the other. But to know that 2+ people are going around, like, making false police reports, telling everyone in town, like, plotting and planning and paying to have you killed, like, and nobody says a fucking word. Out of everything I went through, I had one person who, in my house trailer, they were, somehow they found, like, they knew where it was at, and they told me where it was at. That was it. That's the only person who did anything to help me, and all they did was tell me where, like, well, actually, they didn't really tell me what house it was. Like, I don't know if they knew what house it was or not, but all they could give me was the neighborhood. I had to actually go out street by street and look until I saw it. And then I went out to get pictures of it with somebody. And, I mean, he made it look good. I really thought he took those pictures, too. Nope. Went to go to a lawyer. Looked at my phone. No pictures. Unless my phone's really been hacked that long, and then he might have taken the pictures, but between me and taking the pictures and getting to a lawyer, whoever was in my phone deleted the, I mean, I don't know. All I know is it looked like he took them, and he was even, but that's a narcissist for you. They'll hide your shit and then help you look for it. Who is the one suffering with ghost? Gemini. Who is hallucinating and suffering with, and somebody's suffering with the ghost of you. Like, the fact that they can't stop thinking about you, and they can actually, like, smell you. They can like, still, like, I mean, the picture of you and them is so, like, vivid in their mind. Like, it's like, sometimes it's almost as if you're there with them, and it's freaking them out. But they can hear your voice. But that's the ghost they're living with. They're living with the ghost of you. Who is living with the ghost of Leo? Who is being haunted by the ghost of yesterday? That's too many. Virgo. Who is being haunted by the ghost of yesterday? Who was being haunted by the ghost of yesterday? Come on now. Aries. Soul glow. I don't know why it's in my head. Well, I mean, I was looking at the King of Pentacles with the afro. That's why it came in my head, but Sagittarius. Oh, yeah, that's another download. There's someone who, like, it's breaking their heart. I mean, and they know why you're being the way that you are, or why you're so cold, or you're not making any efforts toward them or to the friendship, the connection, the relationship. But what kills me is this person was one of those people. Like, literally, like, we had intimacy. Like, our bodies were connected. We penetrated each other. You told me you loved me. Like, but yet, you stood by or you joined in and helped spread these vicious, malicious, freaking whatever what was said. And then you helped steal over $10,000 from me. Like, and I think it's way more than that, honestly. I just know what my house trailer was worth, that I know. So, thousands and thousands of dollars. Like, why would I want to? It's like, why can't you get that? Like, I gave all I had, and I was happy until you decided to be a fruit fly, a streetwalker. I mean, to be a part of the crowd. Scorpio, with Pisces at the bottom. So, I mean, don't think there's no hate whatsoever. I mean, I still got love, but that love will be from afar. Perseverance. In a race, all that matters. In a race, all the runners run, but only one gets the praise. You know that, don't you? So run in a way that will get you the praise. 1 Corinthians. Oh, my goodness. (9, 24, and 25). So September 24th and 25th are significant. Somebody could be born on one of those days. Somebody could be 25 years old. 24 years old. I have tried hard to find you. Don't let me wander from your commands. Psalms 10. Oh, print is so small. 1:19:10. So November 9th, November 10th, October 20th. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. 2 Timothy 4:7. So February 4th and 7th, July 6th, Life Path 6, Life Path 7, and someone's name is Timothy. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Galatians 6:9. So June 9th, September 6th, Life Path 6, Life Path 9. Yeah, never give up, no matter how hard it is. God is always with us. And if you feel like you can't go any further and you can't go on, but yet God doesn't seem to be anywhere, or he's not answering the prayers, like, and he's not bringing you what you know he promised you, there's a reason for it. And you can keep going. You just gotta tell yourself, oh goodness. Somebody is anxious as hell. But you just gotta tell yourself, if God hasn't come through with the promises that he made me, then I have the strength in me to keep going. Like, even if it don't feel like it, you do. Open your heart. It will help you attract more love. Vacation. You will be traveling soon. Let go. Make room for the new beginning on its way to you now. Caution. Find more information. Don't overwork yourself. Sexuality. Someone is still figuring themselves out. That's a little bit selfish too, though, to be all the way honest. Actually, it's a lot selfish. You could have just said, hey, blah, blah, blah. And anyone who loves you unconditionally would have, that outcome would have been way better. Because they would have understood. They would have wanted you to figure yourself out. They would have, there would have been a lot of respect, admiration, and you wouldn't have had to burn a bridge or blew it up with a case of dynamite. Distance. You and your partner either emotionally or physically distant. So, no, somebody just, the way they handled this whole situation is just, they did it to themselves. Because this really could have been completely different than what it is. Ouch. But that's why the three little bitches did it the way that they did it. Or, then again, I still haven't quite figured out if you were already, I think you were already a part of the plot at that point. But if you weren't, then that's why they did it the way they did it. Because somebody knew your pride and your ego would allow you to fall right into the trap that they were setting for you. And all the while, I had no clue. I didn't say what I supposedly said, and yeah. I knew nothing. They chased you away on lies. They brought you back with lies. And somehow, some way, I was the one that was burned at the stake, metaphorically. Thank God, metaphorically, but it definitely felt like I was being burned. Clear your mind, Gemini. You got to get out of your head. What's done is done. And no amount of trying to figure it out or wishing things were different, it's going to change what it is. Attend to the details. Confirmation. Virgo. There's a Virgo that they're on their last chance. Or they were told to do something, make something right, or just change their life, and they didn't attend to the details when they should have. So there's a Virgo that's about to see the last of something. Unleash your kindest self, Capricorn. I have tried, and I'm doing my best. But that's for anyone, not just Capricorn. But we got to try and take the high road and be kind. If you really want to be like God, like Christ, love God above all things and love your neighbor as yourself. So And if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all, which I know I am not the one to preach that message, at least not at this point. See the bigger picture, Sagittarius. But I never really was a gossiper, though. I was I would say it to your face. But like, bitch, your pussy stinks. Bitch, you should have asked somebody before you walked out of the house with that outfit on. It's too tight. Like, hey, bro, aren't you married? To her, right? Then why were you naked with her in Hotel 6, room 258 the other night? Yeah, like, I'm not saying it's any better, but at least, I mean, I would straight call people on their shit and not talk to them behind their back. Which we are supposed to check each other, be your brother's keeper, and try and help each other get back on track before you get too far down the rabbit hole. New Moon and Leo, shine. Somebody likes sunflowers. Somebody is in the United Kingdom, or somebody's either just visited Stonehenge or somebody's always wanted to visit Stonehenge, and I think they're going to get the chance. Be humble. First quarter moon in Leo, because this woman is standing in Stonehenge. There's a lot of things that are coming up, if you're resonating with this story, that you always wanted to do, and I think on a lot of things you kind of brushed it off as it's never going to happen. You're about to get a couple of it's never going to happen things that you wanted, like this year. Be bold to make the first move. You just gotta be bold to make the first move. Whatever it is that you want, go tackle it. Seize the day. You and your loved ones are safe. That's Cancer. It's quiet uptown. Embrace the flow of life, Gemini. And that's what somebody's learning to do. They're trying to get out of the past, and they're realizing they made the choices they made for whatever reason, and no amount of drugs or alcohol, no amount of crying, no amount of lying is going to change what the choices they made. And the only way to, any way, shape, or form, make amends is by telling the truth, admitting the truth, saying you're sorry, and then forgiving yourself. And that's whether or not the person that you have to confess to forgives you, because some people won't, or they won't instantly, and it just depends on what the confession is and how far along the person is on the journey. It may be a lot to take, so they may have to go and take a couple days to be with God. But once you've finally fully confessed the truth of the situation and you've done what you can do to make it right with whoever it is that you betrayed, it's now on that person. And you got to forgive yourself, and then it's on that person to forgive you. But don't force it, and don't expect. Don't have any attachments to the outcome whatsoever, because just because somebody doesn't act the way that you think they should, or you think they would, or the way you would act in the situation, doesn't mean that they're not going to forgive you, or that they're never going to talk to you again. They just need they need to process it differently, or maybe it's they'll process it exactly how you think they will. I mean, it just depends. Everyone's different and every situation's different. But if you do the right thing and you confess like your involvement or what you did and apologize, and if you can make the restitution, and like I said, then that absolves you from your part of the transgression, and now it's up to that person to be a big enough person to process the pain or the hurt of whatever it is that has been confessed, and then for them to forgive. Because it's like, I feel like for a lot of you collective, you've already forgiven a situation, but you can't really honestly 100% say that until you have the full facts, the full truth, because you could say that you've forgiven somebody, but then they come in and they're like, well, you remember how you thought it was this? Well, it was actually this. Well, that might be a nuclear bomb that they just fucking threw in your face. And you're not going to be at such a place of forgiveness. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to have to go through that process again. I think it's why I've gotten so frustrated with among countless other things, but that's one of the reasons why I've gotten so frustrated, is because I'm sitting here wanting to make amends. I'm wanting to forgive and let it go and make it a part of the past. But it's like these people in my story, like my life, are making that impossible because nobody wants to fucking admit what they've done. And the best I've gotten is, I'm sorry. Call the cops. It's all my fault. What's all your fault? What am I calling? What am I going to say when I call the cops? Like, because the last time I called them to make a report about my house trailer, they wouldn't file the paperwork. There was nothing they could do because I didn't see who took it, and it was on private property. I was like, so I just got to take a $10,000 loss? Well, you can go uptown to the court, the dispatch or whatever, and they can file a report through them, but the only way we're ever going to be able to do anything is if we ever catch it on the road. So basically, if it's being pulled down the road and there's some other kind of violation going on, they pull it over and then they can run it, and then if it's still my name, which I don't think it is, I'm pretty sure one or two people forged the fucking title, which, I mean, they're going down for it. I mean, I've already been given complete reassurance from God on that one, but yeah, like that's the cops straight told me that. That's all you can do. And if we catch it on the road and run it and it comes up stolen, then we can like basically put it in the they can tow it and then call me. But as far as like just writing up a theft report, the cops wouldn't even pull their pen out of their fucking pocket. March 5th, but I'm pretty sure those cops were also intertwined with my sister and my cousin. March 7th, February 5th, October 6th, Life Path 11, November 10th, January 1st, July 6th, August 10th, Life Path 3, March 6th, February 3rd, and May 8th. Yeah, it blew me away because there was 4 cops that were there the night that I was falsely arrested. Like, my sister stole my truck, she wrecked it, endangered my boyfriend's life, and quite a few other people. Or again, depending on how this all plays out, that could have all been a show. I mean, she really did wreck the truck and she drove it off to the side of the road and stuff, but depending on when he sold his soul, or when he became a part of it, like, I mean, I think he was a part of it the whole time, but again, that's one of those things I just don't know. But if he was a part of it, then they probably just went down to the other end of the alley and sat there for 5 minutes and then turned around and came back. But either way, my truck got wrecked. I didn't do anything wrong. She lied, and even though there was 3 other people telling the same story I told, this cop believed the white woman tears and booked me on a felony DUI charge, no, felony domestic violence charge. We were in the middle of the street. Me and my sister don't live together. How the fuck is that a domestic violence charge? And that was right after the cop that was talking to me that saw that I was not even in the truck. Like, it got 3 other people saying the same story I'm saying. She's drunk as fuck. I'm sober. Like, but yet the cop that was talking to her calls the cop that was talking to me after he just gets done telling me that I'm okay. They go and have a little powwow. He comes back over and he's like, I need you to put your hands behind your back. I was like, what? He's like, oh, we're just getting, basically, collecting evidence or getting the stories or whatever. I was like, I'm not retarded. You put those handcuffs on me, I'm fucking going to jail. And this is crazy. Like, I've done nothing wrong. Absolutely not a damn thing wrong. And I was the victim here. And my truck is still sitting right out there. Because after that, they, I can't even talk about it. I'm about to get mad all over again. Tennessee. But it's been well over a year now and still can't get somebody to help me fix it. And my dad refuses it. They lost the title to it, him and my sister, which why my sister ever fucking knew where it was at all. Like, and then because it never got switched over, and my dad won't go get the title. I've asked him 3 or 4 times. He acts like it's fucking too much to fucking. But yet, let my sister fucking need something, and he jumps at her beck and call. But I can't even sell the damn thing. Like, $1,500. I can't get it fixed. I can't sell it. It's like all of this like really was like methodically freaking. It's why it feels like a fucking movie. And that's how I know God's involved. There's no way it couldn't be. But I know one thing, like, I am at the end of my rope. But I mean, at the end of my rope of caring. Like, it's like, why does it matter? Like, I might as well just go back to get drunk and high and, like, going out and partying and having a good time. At least then I could enjoy my life. And I wouldn't care, like, if things went. But I've tried so hard to turn my life around and be responsible, and instead of blowing all my money on drugs and alcohol or partying or giving it to other people or gambling it away. You know, I bought a home, I was saving up, I bought a car, like, I stopped being, like, I stopped partying every day, like, and after all that hard work and healing, and it's like it was for nothing. And then even then, I went through all this, and I still am waiting. And I'm not jealous or envious of, like, any of these people, but I've sat here for almost 2 years now, trying my hardest to, like, do things the godly way, and I've watched all these people get new cars. All of them going on about their lives, like, not one of them, like, I got one sorry, but still not a full, like, I'm sorry, like, and this is what I did, but just, I'm sorry. So basically it was, like, sarcastic. And it's just, it makes, this road is not easy at all. But I know beyond the shadow, I cannot let go of that faith of knowing that it's going to be worth it. It may take 20 years, which I hope God not, but when the road is hard, the road is long, and sometimes it's dark. But He's always there with us through it all. And if we persevere, it is worth it. It's never, God's in control. And if you really want to follow Him, you got to just sit there and be quiet. Because nothing is going to play out the way that you think it is. Or the way you think it should. And in the timing that you want it to. And God is up to something. Don't give up. You're going to love it. Virgo, I know what you did last summer. I sure do. Washington, and so does Washington. Dwayne, February, Edwin, Sugar Snaps, November, Joan, West Virginia, Edward, Luke 22:22, Keelan, Robin, damn sis, did you sleep with every last one of my exes? Mariah, Linda, Just Stop and Breathe, Connecticut, London, Scorpio, May, Jordan, Tito, Whitney, Zach, Jerome, Dirty Cop, Mexico, Art, Jude 22, Egypt, Ohio, August, A Plot Twist is Coming, Maryland, Tennessee, Blue Car, and it's time for your miracle. You're almost there. Don't give up. God did not bring you this far to leave you, and you have put too much in, and you've worked too hard. Don't you dare give up. And I'm talking to myself on that too, but whoever else on the other side of the screen, call me. Leave me a comment or something. Don't you dare give up. Your promised land is right around the next turn. And if you give up now, what was the point of the wilderness? Don't do it. Alright. I don't have any tarot out yet, but I don't know. I mean, you got to remember, like, this heartbreak serves a greater purpose. You're not the only person in the world. And there's a lot of people out there that are brokenhearted that don't have God, that don't have the Holy Spirit, that don't have the joy of the Lord. You may have suffered a heartbreak, but you got to suffer it with the peace and the joy of God, of knowing that there was a purpose and that there was a promised land on the other side of it. There's millions of people out there that they don't have that hope. They don't have that assurance because they haven't met the Holy Spirit yet. So, let that give you hope and faith. And let that actually help give you the motivation to go witness to someone. Go talk to somebody about love, about God. Because it will give you a harvest, a fruitful harvest. That's what this whole life is about. Loving God and loving each other. Material wealth, the material gain is awesome, but at the end of the day, excuse me, this life means nothing without love, and that's the only thing. The memories and the relationships that you shared with each other, like the people in your life, the only thing that's going to go to the other side. Everything else fades away. So, instead of sitting underneath a tree, being all butthurt and ugly, because you picked the wrong choice or you did some things that you wish you hadn't done, suck it up, buttercup, and go and do the right thing. Go and talk to somebody. Go and do whatever it is that you can do to make whatever right. And have a grateful heart and a grateful... The attitude of gratitude will change your life. But as long as you're holding grudges and being ungrateful, you're going to be sitting under that tree. Somebody really needs to grow up or just stop caring about what other people think about you and what other people say. I know it sounds a little contradictory considering what I said in the beginning, but what I was saying in the beginning is the things that were being said and done about me and the situation that I lived through, the people that were supposed to be my friends and family, could have helped me, because though what happened to me was criminal. It wasn't just like petty little high school gossip or people like poking fun. No. What was done to me was criminal. And I deserved justice in that. And there's more than one person that could give it to me. And that's another thing that bothers me, is like, even though there was multiple people that could have helped me, none of them did. But if it was just like petty little gossip, then, you know what I mean, whatever. If you really are that miserable, then I'll pray for you. Like, I'm not going to worry about that. But this literally, they were stealing my reputation, and they were stealing my money, and they were trying to kill, steal, and destroy my entire life. Try to take my destiny. And they even celebrated doing it. No sooner than the swords were stuck in my back, they went to offer an offer of love, or some kind of offer to someone who I'm related to, or a best friend, or someone who was supposed to care about me. They went running off into the sunset with my money to get a new beginning that was mine. It should have been mine with, my King of Wands, but my King of Wands decided to stab me and leave me for dead and go running off with fucking Forrest and Jenny. Forrest Gump. You can't sit here. Yeah. Trust and believe, there's a lot of people that won't be able to sit here. You guys hung yourselves. And metaphorically, I hope nobody hangs themselves physically, but if you don't have integrity and you can't stand up for righteousness and stand up against injustice, against an innocent person, and even if they weren't innocent, the fact that this shit was being done behind their back because the people that was doing it knew it was like they were wrong for doing it, and that they wouldn't get away with it if this person had known. That's why it all had to be done in secret. Because if the person that it was being done against would have had any idea what was actually going on, they could have nipped it in the butt right away, because that's how outlandish the shit was. I don't know exactly what was said, but I know it was fucking outlandish, and I know I lost a lot, and it was just basically someone who had no right to take my home and my money, and they knew they had no right to take it. They had to give themselves a reason, or they had to make the community look like that they did have a right. It was... So that's why I was kept in the dark. But if you just know, whatever you do or whatever you will sit by and watch happen, you will pay for that. And these people are paying for it now. If you will sit by and watch somebody get done that dirty when you know they didn't deserve it, just best believe within a couple of years you're going to get that done that dirty. Just may not be quite the same way, but you'll get taught the same lesson and you'll feel the same amount of pain. And actually probably some more, because when you get it out of karma, it's always more than when you get it out of a lesson. See you guys in the next episode.